Most seniors have no idea that after age 60, the body develops a stubborn resistance that makes building muscle from exercise alone nearly impossible without help. It is a silent frustration where you put in the effort, yet don't see the strength return. Research now proves you need specific activator foods to break through this barrier and stop muscle loss in its tracks. It can be heartbreaking to feel your body changing despite your best efforts, as if your own biology is slowly turning down the volume on your strength, stability, and independence. You might notice it when a grocery bag feels heavier than it did last year, or when climbing stairs leaves your legs trembling, creating a quiet fear that your best physical days are permanently behind you. Scientists call this anabolic resistance, a biological handbrake that prevents your muscles from absorbing protein efficiently, meaning the diet that kept you strong at 40 is simply too weak to work at 60. To understand why we need these specific foods, we must first understand the landscape of the body we are living in right now. Imagine your muscles are like a house that is constantly under renovation. In your younger years, the construction crew, your body's repair mechanisms, was eager, energetic, and showed up to work early every day. You could eat a simple sandwich, go for a run, and your body would instantly repair the tissue, making it stronger. But as we cross the threshold of 60, that construction crew becomes tired. They don't hear the foreman shouting anymore. You can send them materials, protein, but they don't pick up the hammer. This is the essence of sarcopenia. It is not just about losing muscle. It is about the body losing the ability to use the fuel you give it. This is why just eating healthy is no longer enough. You need foods that don't just supply the bricks, but also wake up the construction crew. You need metabolic triggers. We are going to explore the first 3 of these metabolic triggers in extreme depth right now, looking at the nutritional biochemistry and how to weave them into your life. Food. Number 1. The metabolic ignition switch. Eggs. The first food is perhaps the most misunderstood ingredient in the modern pantry, yet it holds the specific chemical key required to start the muscle-building engine in a senior body, the egg. For decades, we were told to fear the egg. We were told it would clog our arteries and harm our hearts. But nutritional science has advanced dramatically, and we now know that for the aging demographic, the risk of frailty often outweighs the outdated fears of dietary cholesterol for most people. But why eggs? Why not just a piece of steak or a handful of nuts? The answer lies in a specific amino acid called leucine. Let's go back to the analogy of the car engine. As we age, the ignition sensitivity of our muscles drops. You need a much larger spark to get the engine running. Leucine is that spark. It is the master switch that activates a pathway in your body called mTOR, which essentially signals your muscles to grow. Plant proteins, while healthy, are often low in leucine. You would need to eat a massive amount of beans to get the same leucine spark that you get from just a few eggs. Eggs are the gold standard of bioavailability. They provide the protein in a structure that your body recognizes instantly and can break down with very little digestive effort. But the power of the egg goes beyond just protein. We must talk about the yolk. Many seniors still dutifully separate the white from the yolk, believing they are making a heart-healthy choice. In doing so, they are throwing away the muscle protection insurance. The yolk contains vitamin D and choline. Vitamin D is crucial because low levels of vitamin D are directly linked to muscle weakness and an increased risk of falling. Think of vitamin D as the cement that holds the bricks together. Without it, the muscle fibers are structurally unsound. Choline, on the other hand, supports the nervous system. Muscle movement is not just about tissue. It is about the signal traveling from your brain to your limb. If that signal is weak, your reaction time slows down and you stumble. The yolk feeds that connection. Furthermore, we have to consider the practical reality of eating at 70 or 80. Dental issues, lower saliva production, and a reduced appetite can make chewing a tough pork chop or a fibrous steak unappealing. This often leads seniors to choose soft foods like toast, oatmeal, or biscuits, foods that are high in carbohydrates but offer zero structural support for muscle. Eggs are the perfect solution to this texture barrier. They are soft, comforting, and easy to swallow. Whether poached, scrambled, or boiled, they offer high-density nutrition without the physical struggle of chewing dense meat. So, how do we apply this? The timing matters just as much as the food itself. Most seniors eat a carbohydrate-heavy breakfast, oatmeal, toast, or fruit. This keeps your muscles in a state of breakdown, catabolism, until lunch. By switching to a 3-egg omelet in the morning, you flip the switch to growth mode, anabolism, first thing in the day. You are protecting your muscle mass for the next 5 hours. If you are worried about cholesterol, talk to your doctor, but know that for many, the benefits of retaining muscle mass, which protects against diabetes, falls, and metabolic slowdown, are a priority. Food number 2, the nighttime guardian, Greek yogurt. If eggs are the morning ignition, our second food is the nighttime guardian that protects your hard-earned strength while you sleep, authentic Greek yogurt. We need to make a very clear distinction here. We are not talking about the sugary fruit-on-the-bottom cups that fill the supermarket shelves. Those are essentially desserts disguised as health food. We are talking about thick, strained, plain Greek yogurt. The difference is not just in texture, it is molecular. Greek yogurt is strained to remove the liquid whey, leaving behind a concentrated protein bomb. But it is the type of protein that makes it essential for anyone over 60. Greek yogurt is rich in casein protein. Unlike the protein in eggs or whey powder, which hits your bloodstream fast and disappears, casein is unique. It coagulates in the stomach, forming a sort of gel. This sounds unappealing, but it is a biological miracle. Because of this gel formation, the amino acids are released into your bloodstream incredibly slowly, over a period of 6 to 8 hours. Why does this matter for you? Think about your night. You eat dinner at 6 p.m., you wake up at 7 a.m. That is 13 hours without food. For a younger body, this is fine. But for a senior body that is already fighting sarcopenia, that long fast is a danger zone. Your body, needing fuel to keep your heart and lungs running, may start breaking down your muscle tissue to get energy. You are literally eating your own muscle to survive the night. By consuming a small bowl of Greek yogurt before bed, you provide a slow drip IV of amino acids that lasts all night long. You are effectively putting a shield around your muscles, telling your body, use this food for energy, leave the muscles alone. Beyond the protein, we must discuss the skeletal connection. Muscles do not float in a vacuum. They anchor to bone. If the bone is brittle, osteoporosis, the muscle cannot exert force safely. The tension required to lift a grocery bag could cause a fracture. Greek yogurt provides a massive dose of calcium, but more importantly, it provides probiotics. As we age, our gut microbiome changes. We become less efficient at absorbing nutrients. You could be eating perfectly, but if your gut is inflamed or unbalanced, you aren't absorbing the good stuff. The probiotics in Greek yogurt help maintain the lining of the gut, ensuring that the calcium and protein you eat actually make it into your bloodstream. It creates a healthy environment where nutrition can thrive. For many seniors, the sharp, tangy taste of plain Greek yogurt is a barrier. It can feel too sour. This is where we can add medicinal toppings. A handful of berries adds antioxidants to fight inflammation. A sprinkle of flaxseed adds fiber. But avoid adding honey or sugar if you can. The goal is to keep insulin low before bed so your body can release growth hormones. If you find dairy difficult to digest, look for lactose-free versions, but be wary of plant-based yogurts like almond or oat yogurt, as they often lack the high protein content of the dairy version unless they are specifically fortified. You want 15 to 20 grams of protein per serving. Check the label. If it says 4 grams, put it back. It won't do the job. Food number 3, the anti-rust mechanism, omega-3 rich fish. Now we move to the third critical component. If eggs are the fuel and yogurt is the shield, this food is the oil that prevents the machine from rusting. We are talking about fatty, cold water fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, and herring. The problem with aging muscles is often not just a lack of building blocks, but a condition called chronic low-grade inflammation, or what scientists have cleverly dubbed inflammaging. Imagine trying to build a house, but the construction site is on fire. It doesn't matter how much wood you bring, it just burns up. Inflammation in the body acts like that fire. It makes your muscle cells resistant to the signals of insulin and protein. You eat the protein, but the inflamed cell shuts its doors and refuses to let the nutrient inside. This is where omega-3 fatty acids come in. They are the firefighters. High concentrations of EPA and DHA, the active compounds in fatty fish, work to extinguish this systemic fire. They integrate themselves into the cell membranes of your muscles, making the cell wall more fluid and receptive. When the cell membrane is healthy and fluid, it allows insulin to dock easily, opening the doors for protein to enter. There's a fascinating connection here between the brain and the muscle as well. Omega-3s are famous for brain health, preventing cognitive decline. But movement is a neurological event. To lift your leg, your brain must send a sharp electrical impulse down the spinal cord. If the nerves are coated in healthy fats, myelin, that signal moves fast. If they are degraded, the signal is static-filled and slow. This results in that feeling of heaviness or clumsiness. By eating fatty fish, you are insulating the wiring of your body, ensuring that when you decide to move, your muscles receive the message instantly and clearly. Let's address the practical hurdles. Fresh salmon is expensive. It can be hard to cook correctly. Many seniors worry about the smell in the house or the hassle of bones. This is why canned sardines and mackerel are unsung heroes. They are pre-cooked, often cheaper than cat food, though human grade. And importantly, you eat the bones. The bones in canned sardines are so soft, they dissolve in your mouth, providing a massive hit of calcium alongside the protein and omega-3s. It is a nutritional triple threat. If you cannot stomach the idea of sardines, frozen salmon fillets are a fantastic option. They are flash frozen at sea, preserving the nutrients often better than fresh fish that has sat on a counter for days. Baking a piece of salmon in the oven with a little lemon and dill takes 15 minutes, requires no standing over a stove, and requires almost no cleanup if you use parchment paper. The goal here is to consume these fatty fish at least 3 times a week. A supplement pill is okay, but research shows that eating the whole food matrix is always superior because of the synergy between the selenium, the vitamins, and the fats found in the fish flesh. Food number 4, the joint lubricator, collagen-rich bone broth. We have fueled the muscle fibers with eggs, protected them with yogurt, and reduced inflammation with fish. Now, we must address the glue that holds your entire body together. Many seniors complain that they want to exercise, they want to be active, but their knees ache, their hips are stiff, and their lower back feels like a rusty hinge. This is not a muscle problem. This is a connective tissue problem. Muscle cannot do its job if the tendons and ligaments attaching it to the bone are dried out and brittle. This brings us to our 4th ancient superfood, bone broth. In the modern world, we tend to eat only the muscle meat of animals, the steak, the breast, the chop. We throw away the bones, the skin, and the connective tissues. This is a nutritional tragedy because those discarded parts contain something our bodies desperately need as we age: collagen and glycine. Collagen is the most abundant protein in the human body, but after age 60, our natural production of it plummets. Your skin gets thinner, your joints click and pop, and your gut lining becomes more permeable. Drinking bone broth is like drinking liquid youth for your connective tissues. It provides the raw materials your body needs to repair the cartilage in your knees and the discs in your spine. But the secret weapon here is an amino acid called glycine. Glycine is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, which is a fancy way of saying it calms the nervous system. Many seniors suffer from poor sleep and high anxiety or restlessness. Glycine helps lower your core body temperature and calm the mind, leading to deeper, more restorative sleep. And as we learned with the Greek yogurt, sleep is when you rebuild. So bone broth is doing double duty. It is physically repairing your joints while chemically helping you rest. Furthermore, bone broth is incredibly gentle on the digestive system. As we age, our stomach acid weakens, making it harder to break down heavy meals. A cup of warm bone broth requires almost no digestion. It absorbs instantly. It is soothing, hydrating, and savory. For the best results, you want gelatinous broth. If you make it at home, simmering chicken or beef bones for 12 to 24 hours with a splash of vinegar to pull the minerals out, it should wobble like Jell-O when it's cold. That wobble is the collagen. If you buy it from a store, check the protein content. Good bone broth should have at least 8 to 10 grams of protein per cup. Avoid the sodium-packed bouillon cubes. Those are just salt water. You need the real, slow-cooked essence of the bone. Make this a ritual. Instead of a second cup of coffee, which might dehydrate you, have a warm mug of bone broth in the mid-afternoon. It kills cravings, hydrates your joints, and feeds your connective tissue. Food number 5. The energy sustainer. Lean poultry. Finally, we arrive at the workhorse of the diet. Lean poultry. Chicken and turkey. You might say, I already eat chicken. But are you eating it for the right reasons, and are you preparing it in a way that helps or hurts you? The specific value of poultry for the senior demographic lies in its high nutrient density without the heavy caloric load. As we move past 60 and 70, our metabolic rate slows down. We burn fewer calories. If we eat high-fat fatty meats like prime rib or pork belly too often, we gain visceral fat, that dangerous belly fat that surrounds our organs and increases inflammation. Chicken and turkey breast are almost pure protein. They allow you to hit that critical protein target we need to fight sarcopenia without accidentally overeating calories. But the hidden benefit here is vitamin B12 and niacin. Fatigue is the silent killer of motivation. How many times have you thought about going for a walk, but you just felt too tired? Vitamin B12 is crucial for energy production at a cellular level. It helps create red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your muscles. If you are low in B12, which is very common in seniors because absorption declines with age, your muscles don't get enough oxygen, and you feel exhausted walking up a single flight of stairs. Poultry is a fantastic, easily absorbed source of these energy vitamins. However, the preparation is key. Deep-fried chicken is a disaster for inflammation. The breading is simple carbs, and the vegetable oils used for frying are pro-inflammatory. You want to bake, roast, or poach. A pro tip for seniors who find dry chicken breast hard to swallow: use the poaching method or use a slow cooker. Slow-cooked chicken pulls apart effortlessly. You can mix it into soups, stews, or even mash it with avocado for a sandwich. The goal is to make the protein accessible so that eating it doesn't feel like a chore. The practical application, the protein spreading strategy. Now that you have the list, eggs, Greek yogurt, fatty fish, bone broth, and poultry, how do you actually use them? You cannot just eat them all at once. The biggest mistake seniors make is protein backloading. This is where you have toast for breakfast, 5 grams protein, a salad for lunch, 10 grams protein, and a big steak for dinner, 60 grams protein. Your body cannot use 60 grams of protein at once. It will use about 30 grams for muscle and turn the rest into sugar or fat. Meanwhile, your muscles were starving all morning and afternoon. You must adopt the protein spreading strategy. You need to hit a muscle trigger threshold, about 25 to 30 grams of protein at every meal. Breakfast, 3 eggs plus a slice of whole grain toast, triggers muscle growth immediately. Lunch, a tin of sardines or a salmon salad, sustains the growth. Snack, a cup of bone broth, hydrates joints. Dinner, slow-cooked chicken stew, prepares for night. Before bed, a small bowl of Greek yogurt, protects during sleep. By doing this, you keep the anabolic growth switch turned on 24 hours a day. Common mistakes to avoid. As you start this journey, be wary of these common traps. 1. The fake health food trap. Do not buy honey vanilla Greek yogurt. It has as much sugar as ice cream. Do not buy breaded fish sticks. They are mostly batter. Read the label. If the first ingredient isn't the food itself, milk, fish, chicken, put it back. 2. Ignoring digestion. If you suddenly double your protein, your stomach might rumble. This is normal. Chew your food until it is liquid. Drinking water during the meal can dilute stomach acid, so try to drink your water 30 minutes before or after eating to help digestion. 3rd, undereating. Many seniors simply don't eat enough. If you aren't hungry, these nutrient-dense foods are even more important because every bite has to count. Don't fill up on bread rolls or crackers before the meal. Eat the protein first. Important medical warning. A crucial note of caution. Everything we have discussed assumes your kidneys are healthy. Protein is processed by the kidneys. If you have stage 3 or 4 chronic kidney disease, CKD, your doctor may have you on a protein-restricted diet. Increasing protein drastically without medical supervision could be harmful in that specific case. Always show this list to your doctor if you have kidney concerns. Also, be mindful of sodium in canned soups and broths if you have high blood pressure. Summary. I want you to take a moment and look at your hands. Look at your legs. They have carried you through decades of life. They have weathered storms, worked hard, and perhaps lately they feel tired. It is easy to look at the aging body and feel a sense of loss, to feel that the decline is inevitable. But science tells us a different story. It tells us that your body is resilient. It tells us that even at 70, 80, or 90, your cells are still listening. They are waiting for the right signal. Sarcopenia is not a sentence. It is a condition that we can manage, slow down, and in many ways, reverse. You are not just eating food, you are eating independence. You are eating the ability to pick up your grandchild, to tend to your garden, to walk through the park without fear. That is worth every bite. So here is my challenge to you. Don't try to change everything overnight. Pick one food from this list. Maybe tomorrow you just swap your cereal for eggs. That's a victory. I want to know which one you are going to choose. Are you going to try the nighttime yogurt? Are you brave enough for the sardines? Tell me in the comments below. I read them, and I love seeing you take charge of your health. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe so I can keep bringing you the truth about aging well. Stay strong, stay nourished, and I'll see you in the next video.